Hello everyone, I'm Kaushik Dike and today's tutorial is basically going to be about two tasks. The first task is I have three tabs on my Liferay 6.1 public page, the welcome, the people and the group tabs. I'm going to delete the welcome tab and bring a page and bring it back the way it was. And my next task is going to be creating a Linux VM and put a new Ubuntu on it. And from the host machine, I have to use the pscp command to clone my whole Liferay and check if the server was cloned. So to start with my first task, I have the page ready. So these are my three tabs: welcome, people and group. I'm going to the control panel. For this task, the friendly URL of the page is very important. As you can see, if I delete the welcome tab from here, I need to take note of this whole friendly URL. So accidentally, if a user deletes a page, how can he get it back the way it was? I just added the page. This is my friendly URL. As I told you, need to take a note of that and give the same friendly URL to that particular page. Obviously, we'll need to add the portlet to it. So this way we have got the page back the way it was. So as we can see, the friendly URL is very important to bringing the page back the way it was. Now my next task, for that I've used VMware Workstation Pro and I used Ubuntu 16 ISO image for that. ISO image for Ubuntu 16. I installed Ubuntu on my VM, and my first thing what I did was I went to VMware settings and the network adapter, and I changed this to VMNAT. So what this does is my hypervisor, that is my host, and my remote are on the same network. So now the file transfer can take place because of that. Next, after this, I had to use the SSH. So Ubuntu's native SSH for some reason were not working. The status was showing inactive or dead. So I had to install a few packages, as we call it, dependencies of SSH for that. It was a startup dependency, and I installed a fresh new SSH after that. But because of that, the startup and the X Windows server were conflicting. So if you can see, my GUI is kind of distorted. It is because of that. My startup package, the dependency of the SSH was conflicting with my basically my X window server, and hence the GUI is distorted. Excuse me for that. So after that, I installed Java 1.9. But once I installed Java 1.9, and later on when I installed Liferay, I cloned Liferay on my Ubuntu machine. What it was when I started Liferay Tomcat, it was giving me a permanent generation size error, max perm gen error. So it is because it did not recognize the property, and because Java 1.9 the property is deprecated, so I had to downgrade a bit and I had to install Java 1.8. I use a sudo apt sorry install command for that. As you can see, I have Java 1.8 in my machine currently. After installing Java 1.8, I use the pscp command. So pscp is basically a client. So Windows doesn't have we Windows doesn't have a native SSH to transfer files. So basically, pscp is a client which transfers file from Windows to Ubuntu. So this is the command I use. I took a snapshot of it. pscp.exe hyphen recursive r, and this is my source of the file, and this is my destination. I can give you a quick go through of that. Sorry. So as you can see, I'll just take one file. I have this L portal old, which I can take it to the. So I'll be using this command exe hyphen r is the recursive option. So what happens if it has a directory and it has sub files in it, it recursively copies all the files. So I need to give the whole excuse me that. Excuse me, because I'm nervous a bit. So first we give the name of the user who's logged in, name at the rate of 192.168.227.141. That's the IP address of my remote machine. At slash home slash slash dust. Sorry for that. Top. It will ask for the password, and it has transferred the file. You can just check it. See, the L portal old file is already there. So this is the way I use the pscp command to transfer the whole Liferay portal here. And I can give you an idea as to my whole Liferay server is here by going to the Liferay. Tomcat. Maps. As you can see, all my portlets and themes are here. So basically what it means is my whole server was cloned. You can also check it by going to Firefox and just giving a glance to it. So my whole server is basically here on Liferay. So as you can see, my whole server is here on Liferay on Ubuntu. So I've cloned the whole server. Next, after that, I had to take the whole MySQL dump. So my database in my host Liferay was basically pointing to my hypersonic database. I had to point it to MySQL first, and I'll take you through the process. So what I did firstly, what I did was I went to my setup. I went to my Liferay portal. So you can see my Liferay ext properties here. So this is pointing to my data. This is the way I pointed my database, my Liferay to MySQL database, initially which was pointing to hypersonic database. See, web apps, root, WebINF, classes. We have the portal ext property. So this is a dot property file which overrides the portal dot properties file. So if we want to make any changes, we make changes in this file. So as you can see, it is now pointing to my Liferay portal. Next, what I did was I after that I brought the whole database. I got the whole. This is L portal is my whole database of Liferay, all the tables, all the users. I exported this database and got a .sql file of that. This is my .sql file, and I use the pscp command again to bring it to my Ubuntu system, my remote system. So as you can see here, sorry. So as you can see, my L portal is already here. Just to give you an idea as to my whole database is here. So I have a user whose first name I have, as you can see here. My first name is already here, Kaushik Dikhe. I've pointed. So that was this is my host. I'll just take you to my MySQL. So as you can see, this is my L portal database, and I'll use the same query just to check if I have the user. Just to give you an idea that whole of my Liferay database was pointed here. Sorry for that. Sorry, gave the wrong name. So as you can see, my user is already here in my Liferay. So I'll just take you to Liferay again and make you understand that the whole Liferay database, Liferay server was cloned properly. So as you can see, this is my Liferay server is working perfectly fine on my remote machine by using the scp command. I've synced my remote and the host machine. So that's it for today. I'll just go through if I've covered everything. I've pretty much covered everything today. Thank you so much and have a good one.